creation, a world on the brink. In the age of sorrows, dangers abound, and cataclysms loom on the horizon. But it is not without heroes. The Exalted, those chosen and empowered by the mightiest of the gods, are all around the world. They have, and can, pull it back from the precipice of oblivion. That is, when they aren't too busy fighting each other. Now, Chills as Atom.
What we seek is meaning.
Horak as Lythander.
Ha ha ha! Yo, yo, yo! It's a festival! It's a festival! Everyone passing by each other can form a bond.
Politos as Gavel.
Current objective, kill.
Also played by me, GamerX, the GM. You thought I'd let you do this alone?
Didn't you already use that one?
Nope. Must band together to save the dreaming sea, and perhaps reality itself, from the greatest threat creation has ever known. All this and more on FateBreakers.
Bark. Forgot to do that last week. Made sure to do that this time.
I appreciate aping from other podcasts. Does anyone remember what happened last time?
So we got to Shampoo. You guys tried to kill a jellyfish thing that was part of the Great No, what was his name? Shoot, I need to... I should probably listen back past podcasts, or write things down in my brand new character note sheet, now available on the Patreon.
100 Venom
Stinger.
If we have that set up.
Our GM was kind enough to write down a resume of what happened. The entire city is being plagued by a magical disease that kills people weeks after infection and is passed on by looking at people. Except it's not a disease.
I wouldn't read all of that outward, but that first point is fair enough to share. The disease that's killing people, that's probably not a disease. It's probably White Veil style. The disease from a highly secretive martial arts society that can be passed on via innocuous social gestures like seductive looks or like awkwardly patting someone in a chakra point. This is like if Derek Zoolander could kill people by giving them the look.
What's it? We discussed.
Venom Stinger is the leader of a gang here in Shampoo, correct?
Not quite. He's the Kraken.
He's the giant Kraken man.
But then what? Then why would the gangs want to kill him?
They were recruited.
You ever get given the fuck me eyes and it made you die?
What's it? We also encountered Sozen, who is nicknamed Hell's Greatest Thief. Also we came Gavel put in the order for her cosplay dress with a wood aspect dragon blood named Rajiv.
Yes, Rajiv the Legless Tailor.
Yes. Oh yeah, and then also Gavel gained a new nemesis.
Oh right, yeah.
Evil Gavel!
Yeah, I forgot about that in the recap.
What do you mean you forgot?
I did too.
Oh,
it was that forgetful.
Goodness.
Sorry.
I even did art for Evil Gavel.
Yes, I'm gonna show that on screen. In
the negative man from Spider-Man, except it's Gavel.
Navel.
And he wrote a love poem, except instead of a love poem, it's a hate poem. And instead of flirting, it was a list of all the human rights violations he was doing.
Enemies to lovers.
It was a diss track.
Enemies to greater enemies.
Yeah, that's more likely going to happen.
Yeah.
Enemies to diss track.
Oh, also the Sidereal that's been in the background showed up for 0.5 seconds, and then they warped reality to teleport out.
Yeah.
Yeah. He used the the Sombra teleporter tech.
He creepy Watson'd his way out of there.
We also heard about someone named Moon Silvermist, I believe.
Relentless Argent
Yes.
Mist.
Relentless Argent. Let me fix that.
Which may be related to our friend SSD.
Who's SSD?
And also, I believe they're the champion at Ivory Shell? ?
They're champions at another separate
Fight Club.
Fight Club. Ivory Shell was a name I suggested because I thought Rex was giving us the okay to make up the name.
I mean, yeah, sure. That's
until I realized he wasn't.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. Sure, the ivory shell. Screw it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably we pick up where we left off after the sidereal has noped out when you were trying to when Hopkins picked up on his scent, but then he is not
right.
There. Also with you is a guy who never shuts up, unblinking eye, the exigent of truth.
Yep. Let me reverse those.
And then I have the perfect sound effect for this. If I can just...
He knows way more than he should about all sorts of topics. And even as this guy is teleporting out, you can hear him under his breath. That ability would take a lot of power to use. He's still within the city limits. If I look carefully, I might be able to find him and then take those memories back. But it depends on what kind of magics he used. Mm-hmm. Likely not native to his own abilities.
Unspeakable magics.
Be connected to... Thanks. And then he pulls kind of open the very... He pulls open like his shirt near his collarbone, and you see a gossamer scar. Like that seems to be held together by ethereal thread. Like it's a wound that's almost not real.
What's gossamer?
Isn't that a binder? Like, not like a binder like you would have as to store notes, but like a binder for wounds. Almost like a tape-like substance, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, like it's very thin. I think like thin fabric.
Yeah,
it's a wound. So in either case, he points at this. It's like all similar cases of the memory loss have been marked with this. Have you seen anything that looks like? Lythander would. This is the GM.
Keep an eye out.
I will move the mic closer. Lythander would have heard, because this is me chiming in as the perfect memory voice. It's the same kind of wound that's on your tummy.
Lythander, this is your inside voice.
Lythander is just smoking a blunt.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, is it a weed blunt, or this is Shampur, the crime city? If you want something harder.
You see, it's the hardest substance of all time.
Uh-huh.
An imaginary one.
Right, one specific to the game, then.
No, it's literally nothing. You just see him putting his fingers to his lips like a cigarette and putting it out, and there's nothing there.
Oh.
Gavel's gonna
bubbles.
slap Lythander's hand.
If you want a real imaginary drug, I'm sure there's something the fair folk can provide.
Oh yeah.
It flies out and
we're cutting you off.
It hits a piece of paper and that starts to burn. Why did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
We're cutting you off.
Please pay attention.
Fine. What's going on? That stupid little eye thing knows way too much and I can't really catch it.
He's still talking, by the way.
Right.
I still won't be able to catch him. I know it, because as soon as I get to him, he's going to teleport away.
Gavel looks over to Unblinking. So, have you ever heard of an inner monologue?
Inner monologue sacrifice is part of sorcery, can't contain to one mind.
Thank goodness.
I am going to try to have Pedro stalk him instead.
Okay.
I'm going to use my chicken for good.
For once.
Actually try to use my familiar for actual familiar type things.
Yes.
Alright, he's probably going to go and wander off, so go ahead and give me a stealth roll and add your add one die for Pedro's stealth for familiar rating.
I need to start building stealth.
Do I get a bonus since chicken would probably be native to this area?
Chicken bok.
I don't know about that. I feel like giving you even one extra die from this is a stretch. So attribute plus stealth plus 1.
Attribute plus stealth. Oh shoot! I actually have 4 stealth.
There you go.
Yo!
I forgot.
Yeah, because of the
memory
shit.
Why haven't you been using your
I
stealth?
forgot I had stealth.
You're the settings, Jason Bourne.
Maybe. You know what? Maybe you should get the ninja suit.
There actually is a universal stealth charm that lets you use single target effects to your whole group. If you want to dip further into stealth, Lythander, that might be interesting for you.
That's it. Single target effects for your whole group? That feels weird to be on stealth.
3 successes.
Contested with his awareness pool.
4 successes.
No!
All of a sudden, he starts... after a few alleys, he pauses for a moment. And I think that, yeah, you could look through your familiar's eyes. That's standard familiar tricks. So you're watching through Pedro, presumably. Then he starts walking upward, after pausing for a moment.
Pedro flies after.
Okay. Then he starts running through the sky.
Pedro follows pace.
Give me an athletics roll.
Oh boy.
It's a chicken. They're fast, and they can fly pretty fast, too.
You know what? Sure, I'll give you a stunt for that.
No, they can't.
Alright, so
you
force...
want athletics, he said?
Yeah, force plus athletics plus 3. And he is going to be using an athletics excellency on this. Mind you, that just brings it up to 10 again.
Oh, poor Pedro.
5 successes.
That might be his last moat, though, so he's probably dry for now as he gets away.
But I will like to use tracking.
Well, if you find where he lives, that might be helpful. Then you could try and steal his shape.
Yeah, and his memories.
In any case, he's bolting out of there. Whatever means he is using to walk vertically, he is... Actually, upon further reflection, what he's doing is he's standing and hopping off of raindrops.
Oh shit, it's fucking yes, the rainbow!
Yeah,
No!
This is the Nighted City, where it almost never stops raining. He is using a universal athletics charm to just run up the rain. Pedro is small enough to be able to see this, but to everything else it does look like he's just fucking walking on invisible platforms.
Fucking Richie Blackmore over here.
And this is a universal effect, by the way. Anyone can learn how to do this.
Sick.
So he is just immediately starts panting. Tracking assholes will be able to find me if I go fast enough. I must go faster, gotta go fast.
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
And unfortunately, the rain is coming down too thick for Pedro to keep up with him. So he gets away probably several streets from the Ivory Shell.
That's fair. No luck, pal. Lythander. You did not have luck. You did not have good luck there, old pal.
How do you know?
Did you?
I'm just standing here. I'm zoning out. What do you mean?
Because you look frumpy.
No, I'm just thinking that I'm not going to have chicken tonight for dinner.
It's a weird thing to think about when you fail to catch a man who's running up rainwater.
I didn't move from this spot. How am I trying to catch him?
I know a thing or two about wrangling chickens.
What?
I know when they're
Why
frustrated.
are you talking about
they're-
raining chickens? That makes no sense. The man is using a
afraid.
boat to run away from a chicken. How much of a cow do you have to be to run away from a chicken?
Speaking of moats, don't mind the background
I
roll.
know when they're afraid. I've seen it. Flashback to Chicken World War II.
The air gets noticeably colder.
Adam does the disappointed Waka face. You know the one.
In any case, are there any other questions you'd like to ask about the situation in regards to the upcoming fight club for the big artifact, about Sozin, about the Nightcast, about any of the 15 different plot points we're juggling right now?
Basically, before that interrupted me, I wanted to ask about like how Sozin was planning to take on the fighting tournament. You know, I imagine that Sozin, considering Sozin, we found out that Sozin was had ties to the White Veil style. I imagine that they would be attempting to win by default by utilizing their techniques as assassination to take out the other competitors and claim the prize by themselves. But maybe there could be a proxy that they would be using to claim the prize on their behalf, and I was wondering which is more likely.
Given that you've only seen Sozin from afar, and that you don't know too much about the tournament itself, I'm going to say this is a difficulty 7 awareness roll.
That's a pretty big one. All right.
There are reasons for that.
Mastery time. All right.
Add attribute, as always.
God give me strength.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I was this close!
You know what? I'll actually give you some...
can I spin them out?
I could let you retroactive stunt.
Okay, so I'll stunt by, explaining my motivations, and I'm gonna start, like, I'm gonna put my foot up on a chair and do the Columbo things, like, one more thing. One more thing.
That's actually the name of an ability in this game.
Excellent. I'd like to figure that one out. I'd like to get that one as soon as possible. Anyway. Yes!
2 successes. 2 additional ones, rather.
So, these revelations probably come to you while you're studying, like, graffiti, that's, like, advertising the Fight Club, and talking about what is coming up. And a few things immediately strike you as odd. Sozin's a master thief. They might just steal the artifact directly while the tournament's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a few other things that... How are they Hell's greatest thief if they're wearing giant clanky suit of armor? That kind of defeats the purpose of trying to sneak around and be Arsène Lupin, isn't it?
I thought the very same thing.
Oh, yes. And the trickery of Herlock Sholmes.
So what comes to mind immediately is that if they're sticking true to that, they honestly, with wearing armor that protective and bulky, it is full plate after all, full orichalcum plate. There's honestly equal chances of them trying to compete in the tournament legitimately, either via themselves or a proxy, or just ignoring the tournament and trying to steal it while it's going on. And from the tournament itself, I'll also, with 8 successes, I'll also remind you of what the prize is. It is a artifact with a hearthstone inside of it that is keyed to a nearby manse, which is a place of power that helps speed up essence regeneration and is incredibly useful for other factors too, like magical crafting and sorcerer's work.
Right.
So this is essentially the big grand prize for whoever is the baddest bastard in the city is going to be a magic house. That speeds up your magic juice.
It seems to me like our master thief might be trying for a more direct approach to this tournament. They might be able to face him off as an opponent. Maybe they may ignore the tournament entirely and merely choose to steal the artifact under everyone's nose while they're distracted by the sport. I'd say that our best bet of catching in this elusive master thief is a straightforward confrontation.
If I may, I would like to add something. Couldn't he just wait around until the winner got the trophy and then steal it from the winner themselves?
That's what I was thinking. Which is why I'm thinking that which is what I meant by direct confrontation. In order to procure our master thief, since we can't come to them, we'll have to make them come to us.
Just bottleneck them into a hall of destruction.
We'll win the prize, and as soon as they attempt to claim it back, we interrogate them. If I'm not mistaken, this is a martial arts tournament, and the only one with martial arts experience would be yours truly.
Indeed, I prefer more what's the word? Guerrilla type of warfare.
You're doing quite well, boss. Gonna take a little bit of directions. How am I gonna get prepared for something in such a short notice? I wonder. I've never competed in a fighting tournament before. I've only really watched from afar.
I'm actually quite curious of, how many people are actually Exalted who's going to be joining that fighting tournament.
Well,
I'd imagine...
from what we understand, and at least 2 of them.
And I'd imagine some of the other gangs and houses around this area would be wanting to get their fingers in this pie.
That's about right.
I don't think we'd actually stand a chance in a one-on-one combat.
You never know for sure. Sometimes one-on-one is exactly what you need to win a fight.
All right. What say you? I'll enter the... this is the plan. I'll enter the tournament, and, and you guys could provide support from the back lines. Keep watch on wherever the prize may be, and try to interrogate the comers and goers. Keep an eye out. Maybe even talk our way through the contestants. And maybe, just maybe, we can win this prize the old-fashioned way.
Mayhaps I should put in a few of my specialists into the tournament as well. Just so that we get some... in case we can get some extra info out of it.
That'd be mighty kind of you, boss.
Okay, so I think that this definitely sounds like a venture in order to slip your guys into there. Trying to figure out which one this would qualify for. Probably under infiltration and espionage.
Yeah, I would definitely say that.
Yes.
Alright, so for the common die pools would be finesse or stealth, it says according to this, but do you have any die in finesse, Gavel?
Finesse?
Oh, no, I meant to say stealth. Everyone has dies in finesse, that's an attribute.
I have 0 stealth.
Lythander has stealth.
And Lythander's a fucking shapeshifter as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody reminded me of my abilities. Congratulations, you have unlocked
Hey,
my
Lythander. Lythander, would you like to participate directly and be an integral part of this mission?
No, I'm fine. I'm gonna go and get some...
You piece of shit, I'll strangle you to death!
I actually say that in character and walk around.
Okay, Pedro comes up to you. Make an awareness roll.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Is it chicken kicking time?
Force plus awareness roll.
Why is it force?
Sagacity plus... No, I'm joking.
4 successes?
Something's up with Pedro. As he comes up to you, his eyes are glowing.
Kick the chicken time!
What's up, Pedro?
Cocks their head to the side, is confused, doesn't seem to notice.
I tilt my head to the side, too.
Are your chicken's eyes supposed to be doing that?
The eyes
Are they
stop
both
glowing.
doing... The eyes stop glowing? Alright. Lythander, I'm only asking you this because this is your chicken. Am I allowed to kick it?
No! You're not allowed to kick Pedro.
Ah, I see. Hopkins!
I swear, if that beast touches this chicken, you won't have it.
Not touch, just a little observation.
Okay, Hopkins...
I will accept that.
Hopkins comes up, sniffs at Pedro, sniffs more. Looks back at Gavel with confusion, as like he's not really sure what he's looking for.
Is there anything there, Hopkins? Anything at all?
Just kind of flops down in kind of defeat, in a kind of position that communicates, I'm not feeling anything.
That's fine, boy.
I was about to ask, does it smell like a union?
I give Hopkins a little scratch behind the ears as a sign of appreciation.
Hopkins.
Alright, fine, we can deal with that later. Just please keep an eye on him, okay?
Thank you, Dog Rex.
Alright, so for infiltration and espionage, if Lythander doesn't want to participate, the first...
Oh no, I am. That there was a joke going to happen there, but...
the first...
I was going to cast a charm that I haven't
Oh.
used.
Okay.
Is it actually a...
Yeah, it's a charm, I think. I think I know the one you're
Flawless and impenetrable disguise. I'm going to commit one note. I'm going to disguise myself as... who's a good person to disguise myself as?
The guy you just...
you can also make up a disguise, too.
Yeah, I'm going to change myself to... yeah, I'm not going to go with a very specific character.
Okay, you're going to make up a persona on the fly. Got it.
Yeah, I'm going to make up a persona. My face and everything is going to change. I am going to somehow hide the snaggletooth because this...
That's your tell. Yeah, you can't hide that.
No, I can. I technically can with this moat.
Oh shit, yeah, with the lunar mode, maybe.
Sick.
Are you disguising yourself as a different Exalt then? Because that's what the lunar ability lets you do.
No, I mean, it just says that I am completely disguised.
Yeah, but the lunar mode also optionally lets you disguise as a different kind of chosen as well.
That's hilarious.
It is.
Actually, what was that guy who died? That we saved the spirit from the very first couple of episodes.
Akatha Leon.
Yes, I'll disguise myself as Akatha Leon.
Alright, it's not a perfect disguise because you didn't actually take his shape. It's convincing enough, but people who are specifically familiar with him would be able to see through it.
So no one's familiar with him then.
It's highly unlikely, yeah.
But if I do somehow somebody tries to discover me, we now have a new target.
That is true, yeah. Alright, so go ahead and give me a, this is gonna be a difficulty 1 roll, given the, flawless impenetrable disguise. Stealth check.
Alright, stealth plus what now?
Stealth plus finesse, you'll only need to roll 1 success.
Please.
This is going to be incredibly funny if you fail.
I beg of thee. Thank you.
Please. Thank you, God.
All right.
I was going to say, I swear if I got a 0 there.
Yeah, as a note, while disguise using this ability, all of your anima and stuff change to the appropriate Exalt types display, so you can use all your powers without scaring everyone away from the moon monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yo!
So in this case, what it could be is literally like you walking up to one of the gang members leading the Tiger Gang in this case, leading the tournament and just walking up with a fistful of rocks or some kind of quote-unquote dragon display and saying you'd like to enter.
I'm not entering the tournament, though.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
You're entering the dragon.
No, that wasn't the plan. The plan was to enter to disguise so that I can get a good look on.
Either way, that's a success.
Yeah.
Okay, so after a bit of canvassing and casing the joint in various bodies, looking around, seeing the perfect time to get inside, you eventually get your way into where they are. It's not starting. They are currently in the middle of setting up and hollowing out a warehouse, it seems. There's a bunch of big burly people moving around various boxes, setting up audience stands. There appears to be one person who appears to be setting up a mini bar. Or less mini, more big bar. And in the very center of it, you do see one person who does appear to be... Well, two people who appear to be glowing slightly.
Ooh.
One is glowing stronger than the other. In fact, the air around them, the The rain outside the window next to them appears to be freezing over.
That's not good.
The person standing next to them is... It's a walking corpse. It has been embalmed. It is not actively rotting, but it is very clearly dead. And they're just talking. You're a bit far away to hear them, but they're just calmly conversing.
Okay. I would like to try to listen in.
Okay. As you approach further, I could get you on some of the tail end of the conversation. And what has the Cataract stolen so far? Well, nothing directly from us yet, but everybody's on edge given that they killed a whole gang. Like, they literally massacred him to a man, ma'am. You understand? Yes, I'm well aware. You've told me as such before. You have my word that my companions will be here to make sure that it goes off without a hitch, and maybe we'll be able to corner the anathema, who knows. Though, killing him, her, whatever pronouns they're using, would be difficult. The suit of armor you mentioned is, of course, double gold, and that is very notoriously hard to defeat without a magic weapon, and as many tricks as I have, that's something I may not be able to help with. Oh, we don't want you to kill him, man. We just want to make sure that he doesn't steal our shit right in front of us. That is something I may be able to assist with. It's at this point, the woman notices that someone's talking, and she turns. Prasadi, one of the locals. What is it? How may I help? She's speaking to Lythander.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't...
Okay. I was a little
was I...
confused
Please
at
tell
first
me I
as
wasn't
well.
the only one who was...
You were disguised.
I was a little confused
I
at
was waiting
first
for
as well,
you.
but all good.
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
Lythander eavesdropping on their conversation about
Yeah.
the
I'm
setup.
not making it obvious. I'm just... Like,
They want to
are we
speak with
near a bar,
Lythander
or
alone.
what type of establishment is this?
This is a warehouse being converted to be the fight club.
So you'd be like a dock worker or something akin to that.
I thought you were disguised as Sakatha Leon.
I am.
Oh, well, yeah, he is, but
Yeah, so
I
she
imagine that
she
kind
used
of
that intro
area.
because you're dressed in a mock-up of his clothes.
okay.
Very princely, finely tailored gear that you just spun out of essence.
No, I'm quite alright.
You here to participate?
I'm here to scope out a little competition before I think of it.
Very well. I will say that it's not just dragons who are in. You mentioned, yeah, that metal lady's gonna be here.
And how strong would you say that she is?
The woman leans forward, and as she's leaning out of the shadow, you can get a better look at her. She appears to have a very slight bluish tint to her skin. In the terms of this is a dragon blood who is their aspect markings are on show. You can see what appear to be gills on the side of their necks.
I wonder who they are and where do they come from.
The silver woman, hard to say. She's made of the lunar metal, the moon silver, the kind of stuff that twists and shifts all the time, so landing a good hit on her edgewise might be difficult. Scuttlebutt says she's currently the favorite to win.
Well, then they don't know who else is joining, do they?
Well, there's the jellyfish.
Oh?
Some poor fire
There you
aspect got himself tainted with lunar magic and is trapped as a horrible faceless monster.
Is it truly horrible, though?
I wouldn't want to not have a face.
Well, they might have chosen to not have a face.
As without a face.
How could they see without?
The more
I doubt that was
senses
voluntary.
than sight, you know.
Yes, I know. I'm quite familiar with it. I have this trick that lets me see through other people's eyes.
Oh, you too?
Cool.
Yes, it's useful. I only picked up on it recently.
Oh, so... And fresh off of the... brain work. So fresh out of the college, I'm guessing?
Not quite. This is more me expanding on the awareness of my own essence and of the air around me. I didn't catch your name. What was it?
Leon.
My name is Nellens Liza.
Okay, I would like to ask for a spelling of that, please.
That is Nellens, and then Liza, Liza.
Question, do I get a good look at her build and if she's carrying any weapons, or...
The dress that she is wearing appears to be softly sparkling. It is likely made of jade, in a similar fashion to having the jade spun and tailored that the wood aspect
that
we saw
Gavel
earlier
had.
is working on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, while you're good at disguising, you can't whip up copies of magic materials. That's a limit.
No, I understand.
By the way...
So we're at the Fight Club, right?
You are. Yeah, it's under construction, though.
Okay, it's still under construction. Got it.
So she leans and looks at you. One dragon from another. Her grace gives us martial prowess, and that's something if you're sticking around, you may need to bring that to bear. There are rumors that there's a demon being summoned.
Oh? Do tell. I might want to vanquish it first.
Not something I would consider taking on your own. Perhaps if you get a hearth together. If both of us are still here, I will by the time the new moon rolls around, I will reach out and see what we may be able to accomplish. Again, if it is summoned, we want to try and prevent that from happening before anything, so hopefully we'll be able to track down our culprit before they're able to do it. The new moon is required, and we have... Let's see, it was about a half moon. Waxing, unfortunately, so we have perhaps...
So we have, 4 days, most likely, at most.
More like... a few more than that, maybe, but not much time.
Alright. Thank you for the info. Nels. Wait, is it Nella?
Nellens is my family name.
Nellens.
You may call me Liza.
Why, thank you, Liza.
Perhaps I will see you around.
I hope so as well. It's been a pleasure.
Slight bow and returns talking to the corpse. Now in regards to...
I forgot to... it was awfully rude, Liza, I forgot to ask you the name of your friend over there.
This is a ancestor spirit of the region. What did you say your name was? I didn't say what my name was. I'm not dumb enough to give that to anyone who asks.
Oh, you know what? That's a very smart to do. You never know when a pesky necromancer's around.
Yeah, summoning binding assholes. I could give you a title, though.
Oh? And what may I have said title, then, my dear ancestor?
Sunken Reef.
Pumpkin Reef.
Sunken.
Sunken. Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
Pumpkin?
are we gonna have a spiced latte as well?
Perhaps. Maybe that's what they're brewing at the bar.
Sunken Reef.
I kind of like pumpkin reef.
Yeah. I guess it's due to, most likely, the cause of your death. I won't pry.
Much appreciated. In any case, you said there was someone you need to track down, Nellens? Yes, there's a young girl whose shark was killed. I need to go get justice for her. Or at the very least, answers.
Absolutely dying over here.
Yes, because I remember we killed the shark!
We killed a lot of things, but yes.
Who would be so terrible to kill this poor lady's shark?
Well, from the description she gave, it was a trio of anathema who were raiding a tomb. There was some horrible ecological disaster or some such that happened there. Some kind of devil death rain. And they left her injured and her beloved companion slaughtered.
Did she say why they attacked her?
She seeks to test her mettle, drunk off of piss and vinegar, and in hindsight, that may have been ill-advised of her, but what they did to her beloved companion was beyond the pale.
Thanks, Rex.
That's this character speaking, not me.
Yeah, remember, I was the one who wanted to save the shark. And attempted to save the shark.
Nah.
I'm an impartial narrator. It's this character who's mad, not me.
I understand that, but did the person also say, yeah, no, there was this one person who did try to save my friend?
No! That would not have stuck in Leah's mind.
That one of them tried to save the shark.
One of them was much nicer
One of them
than all
tried
the
to
other
stop
ones.
the others from mugging me.
Come on. That's such bullshit.
I think we have our preview clip for this episode.
Oh my goodness.
Son of a bitch. That's so...
I'm glad this came back around.
I knew it was gonna bite us in the butt!
Don't worry about it. It's not a shark-sized bite anyways. It's fine.
No, it's a dragon's! That's terrible, though.
If a guy punches me, I'm gonna punch him back, even if it looks like he hasn't eaten in a while.
No!
Thank you, Charles Barkley.
That is terrible. But... is it... if they... I'm not even gonna... I'm just gonna say that is terrible. I'm not gonna try to explain further because I'm in fear that they might think that I'm the one who was there, which...
That's fair.
Did they mention that there maybe was a kind
It's
soul
just
who
it's that
attempted
gift of
to stop me
DBZ
from
of
getting
Trunks
money?
screaming internally.
Mm-hmm.
Though I will say... So, she fought a battle and lost, not knowing who she was fighting.
That is correct, and she was quite injured. It took some time to tend to her wounds.
Thinking back to, I was literally tending to her wounds.
It rained, my man.
Oh, yeah.
Adamant circle sorcery is
Yeah,
nothing
we
to
threw her
fuck
in
with.
It's okay, we threw her in the water.
After I said
rain-
we shouldn't.
And after we killed her shark.
After I attempted to save said shark.
It's fine. The water, it's like that movie, the water...
Also, she's water aspect, so she wasn't drowning. She can't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She can only swim.
Well, if you need any help trying to seek revenge, just let me know.
That's not necessary, but I appreciate the thought.
Do you have any leads on that?
I do.
Oh. Well, can I please know so if I see anything that I can tell you?
They have this chicken with them.
Pedro wasn't on the boat. I left Pedro behind.
No, she does say that, though. There was a trio of people who matched their description, and I used a little trick to see through it. The familiar's eyes.
Oh.
Why
Funny.
can't I use Hopkins instead?
Hopkins
Pedro
was-
can easily become anybody's meal. At any second. Even mine. I'm not vegetarian.
I intend to pay them a visit. And have a talk.
Well, that's very nice of you.
Said line is, of course, dripping with intent.
Very much so.
Well, I will leave you be. I am sorry for bothering you, my dear. And have a wonderful afterlife in Sunken Reef. Bows.
Yeah, I am just making a background roll for her to see if she picks up on something. She does not. Disguise successful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, RNG.
Farewell, Sir Leon.
Thank you.
Alright, that's the first stage of that venture.
Mm-hmm.
I
And old friends
walk
come
out.
back to town.
I walk out and grab. When I see them, I quickly grab those two by the neck.
Gavel's going to
Hello,
immediately
friend.
punch Lythander in the face. The moment he touches her.
I just take it. I don't flinch. Why did you have to kill the shark? Why
Because
did you
it-
have to kill the shark?
Because its owner was being a son of a bitch, like you are right now if you continue to hold me like this.
Well, you see, I met someone in there who's going to try to kill us. Because
Yes,
we killed a shark.
Oh, she's back in here.
No! Not even her. Her friend, apparently.
A lot less personal, I suppose, but if she wants to get involved, that's her choice and our punishment, I suppose.
I wanted to heal the shark. You
That's
said-
too damn bad.
Other than that, I didn't really see anything besides, I remove my disguise after making sure that I'm behind or making sure that no one can see me.
Yeah, you're good. You're in insert alley here.
Yeah. Well, I do have to say that there's a few things we could do. So, if we enter there, we will definitely get into a fight. To which that person there will probably be joining. Their name is Nels Liza. Nellin, sorry. I have this written down. Nellen's Liza. Also, we have to try to stop a demon being summoned before the new moon.
A demon?
Yes.
Did you happen to hear what kind of demon by chance?
Did I happen to hear what kind of demon?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
I do
boy.
not. You think
All right.
Do you think I'm smart enough to ask questions?
No, but I just thought you might have overheard at least something.
We held out hope, yes.
Well, I held out hope that you weren't a bunch of murder hobos. Which you aren't.
I'm a murder nomad, thank you very much.
Yes, I said you aren't
Hey.
a murder hobo. There's a loving difference.
Shit, that's good.
Alright, hold on. We got attacked first.
I understand that, and I even said something about that, and they do not care.
You what?
Well, here's the way I see it right now. They're going to bring a demon. We're going to bring a demon.
Oh, you're gonna bring yourself. I gotcha.
I'm gonna bring some backup.
But I would probably say that this fight club is going to be a very good
Lovely.
source of information. I do say,
Alright.
Adam,
This is
you should probably
but
join
this
it.
is troubling.
But be careful.
This is
You
troubling.
might want me to make you a disguise for you.
That's what's up.
That is what I was about to suggest. Thank you, Lythander.
By that, I'm going to deform your face so no one can notice you.
Through magical
Yes,
means?
through magical means. I can put it right back, though.
Oh.
I'm going to face
I don't
at
wanna
you.
look.
Have you ever seen that picture book? What was it? Face Off.
Oh no.
We're going to do something like
Oh,
that.
at least. Alright. Be gentle, please.
I am going to be using a. Where is it?
Sharing Luna's gifts.
Yeah,
Mm.
sharing.
Also, I might need to Also, I might need a bit of a change of wardrobe. You might be able to recognize me through my clothes.
You get Okay, so the Exalted shares their protein essence with another, anointing him with their sacred blood. His body transforms to resemble one of the Lunar's animal shapes, becoming beast folk.
I just imagine you cutting your palm and then spraying it at him. Pocket blood!
Yeah. They may add one of the following topics to their primary dice pool: bestial combat, outdoor survival, or striking appearance. Whichever options are not selected are added to their secondary dice pool. Their appearance and their logical limitations of these actions are based on a single shape the Lunar chooses. Other Exalted may be targeted by this charm, however, if undesired, either at the time this charm is used, or any time in the future, the transformation will fade over a number of days downtime, or a number of sessions, whichever comes first, equal to the Lunar's essence instead.
You used this for... I remember you used this charm to give Adam wings for 2 minutes, and then it didn't matter because you found a ladder.
Yeah. So, I don't even see a moat cost on there.
I think it's...
Unless I didn't put that in.
It could just... I think it's, use a moat. That sounds right.
Alright. So, yes, just let me know when you go in there. Plus, you can disallow it almost at any time, I guess. It just takes a couple of days.
Alright, so...
I can give you wings, I could give you a beak, I can give you some claws, I can make you a mole.
I guess while Adam mulls this over, I'll go over the other step for this infiltration venture. Is that finding a way to get information without...
Oh, I am muted.
Oh, no.
Oh, I am muted. Jesus
You've
Christ.
played yourself.
Right. Make my face look like a cat.
You think I have a cat in my arsenal?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Have a bed.
Do that. Jesus.
Yes, wait, do I have a cat in my arsenal? I believe I might have.
That's up to you, man. Also, it's a city. It might not be that hard to find a cat and then trick it to get its shape.
Yeah, I have cat shape then.
Okay, we could say you could pick one up off screen.
Yeah. I would like to also try to get myself the shape of a Durgan.
When you say Durgan, do you mean a dragon blood?
Maybe.
Or well,
you gotta find where one of them lives.
Actually, fuck it, could you make me look like a woman?
No, but I can make you look like a booby.
I mean, you actually do have Sky Sundering Shadows shape.
I understand, but I don't think I can give that beast... Well, no, I can.
Yeah, you could just...
Well, no, it says animal shape. Well, humans are animals, or humanoids are animals.
Yeah, humans are animals.
So
okay.
yes, I can make you...
Yeah, so just make me look like her.
You're gonna lose half your face. And like 90% of your body.
Oh, I guess that's a little bit too conspicuous then.
I could give you the tits, though.
I thought... No. I'm not gonna just walk in with my normal face with just tits.
Why not?
You say running through the face app filters.
What other women do we know aside from ugly?
I don't know. Maybe there's one next to us and we never noticed.
I literally just said aside from our group.
Oh no. Brazil got chills.
Shut up. I'm here.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I've been here the whole time. You just cannot hear me on account of my mic being a piece of shit.
Oh,
Fair
no,
enough.
it's more so that you aren't on the Roll20.
Yeah.
No, I'm still here. I guess I lost connection or whatever.
Now I sees you.
But yeah. Yeah, the main thing I'm thinking is just, like, fucking Rule 63 me, brother.
Yeah, that's something you could do with sharing Luna's gifts.
What, roll what?
Just do a swap of sexual characteristics. That's something that falls under that charge.
Yeah, sure, I'll do it. But, yes, I grab him and, give him some more womanly characteristics.
Okay.
Wait, actually, do you want to keep your thing down there?
I'm fine with whatever you decide.
I'll give him both.
That is a valid feature that you could do as a lunar.
Let's not talk about
yes,
it anymore. Okay.
Yes. So, the second step...
They exist.
Yep, second set of the venture.
Hello, I'm a woman now.
Second set of the venture... Oh,
Also,
you first, sorry.
Oh.
No, I'm just gonna go ahead and, like, I'm gonna give you my jacket to hold so that I don't appear, too recognizable through the uniform.
Pedro, can you hold this for me? Wait, you're not a dog.
Pedro's confused.
Why did Pedro bark at me?
Make another awareness roll.
Maybe he's
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
maybe he's decided to go on strike from being a chicken due to you not paying enough attention to him.
Awareness, you said, plus what?
Plus finesse. It's a bit hard to see right now with the rain coming down harder.
Oh.
Nah, okay, never mind.
2 successes.
And what did I win, Alex? Bread! No!
A failure on the roll.
Ooh.
You've won nothing.
If anyone else wants to try the awareness roll.
Let me see
sure.
what my awareness is first before I even try. I've got decent awareness. I'll give it a shot.
Oh, Adam got it.
6.
Adam,
Okay.
as Lythander is doing the blood thing and switching stuff up, for a few moments you see Pedro's eyes glow again.
Oh boy.
Lythander, 2 o'clock.
Pedro, get in the
Pedro's
ring!
eyes are glowing.
By the time you pointed out, the lights have gone dim again.
You go say hi to...
We gotta keep
Pedro,
Pedro away.
you go say hi to Mommy, okay? She'll treat you right.
Pops in the ring.
That's okay. Actually, remember, that's okay. It doesn't matter that Pedro's eyes were glowing. You want to know why?
Because I can change you right
Because
back?
you gave Pedro my jacket. Pedro's eyes are covered by my jacket.
That is true.
Alright. Now, well, that delays it for a bit. Next is the second step of the venture,
Yes.
which is you have to do suspected / under surveillance, because now someone's looking for you.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty
All right,
5.
I'm gonna make performance rolls.
Yeah.
What skills or what
finesse
abilities?
plus performance.
Oh!
Well, I think
Well,
it's
I
your
guess
time to
it's my
shine.
turn again. Hey, wait, I have no finesse.
Oh goodness sakes.
Yeah, Chills, you wanted to do
Then
performance.
use.
I have 8.
No, I don't. No, I didn't.
So I'm going to
Sorry, no, I
stand
didn't.
around and say, Hear ye! Hear ye. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh no, I was trying to get a stunt out of this. And my brain just farted. 5 successes.
Hey, that was a difficulty 5 roll. You just barely
Yep.
succeeded.
We take those.
So because it is close,
Hey.
I will say that she does come close to finding you. In that while you are casing the joint, heading around and sending some of Gavel's guys to ingratiate themselves into the crowd, mainly buying tickets,
Mm-hmm.
you do see
I wonder who
Liza
they're betting
looking
for.
around, and you do see put up after a few notes. They put up she holds what appears to be a decent, I guess, ish sketch of the three of you.
Is it woman?
I remember how I can.
So is it woman?
I remember how I
is
can.
it woman Adam, or is it?
It's of
No, it's
back
man
in
Adam.
when you were doing the Tomb Raider.
Well, Gavel,
Yeah.
this might be a terrible question to ask.
Yes.
Would you want me to change your gender for a bit?
Why?
So that they don't suspect us?
I
Because
think
they're
it's
looking
gonna.
for they're looking for for a man, or 2 men and a woman, if there's... Oh no.
Lythander, I get mistaken for a man many times when I have a helmet on. That happens a lot already. Now, changing just my gender isn't going to help anyone here. Except maybe you.
Wait, why does that help me?
Because you get to perform magic.
Yeah. How did you know?
Again, she doesn't find you at this moment, but she does get close, so there are a few moments when she does glance your way.
Okay.
So if you're going to do something, go big or go home.
Okay, let's give you a better disguise then. I'm not going to change your gender. Wait, in the sketch, what are we wearing?
You are wearing the same clothes that you're wearing now, presumably.
I was about to say Gavel just has her uniform, so it would be in that.
The anachronistic Malfian dress code armor uniform.
Yes.
Alrighty, you might hate this, but I'm going to disguise us a little bit. I'm going to use the disguise spell that I have to give us all to change us a bit. I'm going to become Leon again.
Okay.
I'm going to give Gavel. What would you like to change into?
Anything. I'm not particular.
No, I'm meaning, do you want me... Like, I could make you a little... I could give you more of a girlish outfit if you'd like, and change it so you don't have your horns for a little bit. You'll still have them, it's just...
Yes, but in the disguise. I understand.
Yes, I'm not trying to do anything to you here. Please.
You know what? I've never been under anything of a traditionally girly before, so sure, hit me. Not physically, I will hit you back.
I just snap to use it.
Okay. Poof, a silver smoke.
Alright, cool. Gavel is presumably doesn't have the horns.
Yeah, no horns. I changed your hair to red.
I presume Gavel has more traditionally girly features.
The face app filter has been run again.
Yep, it has. Okay.
You should be good for a little while. Hopefully I'm not glowing.
You are, but it's in the earth colors, so no one... So you get a few glancers by, it's like, oh, Dragonblood's doing some shit, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that people build a respectful birth because they know when dragons use their powers, that gets destructive sometimes due to the AoE field.
Yeah. I look up to the sky and thank Leon for all of his service.
Leon is still in the process of reforming after getting impaled into a hearthstone.
Yeah.
I mean, we at least saved him, so he shouldn't be too upset that I'm using him.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if the campaign lasts that long.
Oh no!
Takes him a year and a day.
If we get there, we get there.
Yeah, if we get there, we get there.
Okay.
Okay, so that is a successful roll. So you did manage to plant some of Gavel's people in the audience, like, in some cases volunteering to assist with construction and setup. So you have your in.
Heck yeah.
Ball's back in your court. What else would you like to do? You mentioned summoning a demon.
I'd like to conjure.
Yeah.
I'd like to activate. I'm going to activate Glorious Solar Arsenal to give myself a cool, different outfit.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
And I get a new armor.
All right. Yeah, whatever kinds of golden bling you'd like.
I'd like to get a. Let me see here. Me envision something. I'd like to get a
Roblox gift card.
Nice yellow, like golden, like almost bronze, like wrappings, kind of like what do you call it? What's the name of that traditional like Ishizu?
I believe
how
Ishizu
so, looks sometimes. Yeah, sort of like that. Something like
Okay, so like
Is it called a hijab?
Yeah,
a hijab?
Yeah, headscarf. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just sort of put on those.
All right.
And I disguise my gun as a different looking gun.
As a different one?
Gun.
You just
It's
shove
almost as if no one has guns in this, so
not a-
maybe
not-
change it
not
to
a-
a stack.
No, they do. This is the south of creation. Fire dust comes aplenty.
Okay.
Yeah, fire staves or fire. I guess because mine is like a regular. It's like a medium size. It would be like a fire caster.
A devil caster, yeah.
So like a. Yeah. So yeah, this is what I look like. I'm just sort of in my performance mode right now. I'm not saying much, but I'm just sort of letting things go by. I'm going to enter the tournament. I'm going to attempt to enter the tournament.
In this case, this is just registration phase.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to enter the tournament under the pseudonym Aura.
Okay, do you want to try and I will say that a certain someone from House Nellens is keeping their eyes open, so do you want to oppose a stealth roll?
Can I make...
The difficulty... her pool is lowered because of the disguise.
That's going to be difficult because my stealth is not very high.
Well, you are a woman as well, now.
That lowers her pool here.
I should have just asked you to turn me into... I should have just asked you to turn me into Nui, now that I think about it.
It's time.
I mean, I did ask. But Nui was with us, so...
Anyway,
Oh, she botched!
I don't want to roll stealth. I really don't want to roll stealth.
Oh, come
God.
on! You literally just need to succeed once. You just need one
No,
success.
you rolled a D5.
Finesse stealth.
Max.
Oh, that would explain why.
Oh, okay.
You shouldn't have said anything!
I can't. I am
4
bound,
successes!
Give me a finesse plus stealth roll.
Actually, do I have anything
God.
that I can help with here?
Shit.
There are charms that would help in this situation. I don't know if you have them.
Let me look at what I have for charms.
Can I? Can I? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roll ranged combat instead in an attempt to make a distraction.
Okay, before you do that, Am I witnessing this by chance? Can I help? Can Gavel help in any way?
Yes, you are noticing that. You are noticing that Adam's walking up to the registration table, and just that at a nearby bar, Nellens is slowly leaning in the direction towards him.
All right.
Also, why would she have a...
Actually, wait a second. Can
I
I intervene by going and saying hello as Leon?
You could either, if that doesn't work, I have a backup.
I'll let you do a force plus stealth roll for that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Let's say like this is the next day.
Chills. You might not.
Screw it. Let's fucking roll.
Are you sure?
5
successes.
Oh, she got 4 successes, so you do succeed.
Thank goodness.
All right, so before she can actually notice.
Oh,
you again, Mr. Leon.
Yes.
Are you going to be registering?
Competition does look tough, but you know what? I think I'll take my chances.
You did miss the Silver Woman. She was here for a few moments.
Oh, only for a few.
She is quite intimidating, though. Like, raise his hand to what about 7 feet tall would be.
Doesn't that sound awfully familiar? I think I peed on her in her room.
Different person.
Different? Okay, thank God.
Thank God. Sky Sundering Shadow.
Yeah, it almost sounded like Sky Sundering
Shadow.
Shadow. It almost sounded like her.
Honestly, she was built not too dissimilarly from some of those monks back in the realm. Probably is a skilled martial artist of some report. I doubt she's the murderer who has been causing issues.
I did see a few people die on the streets.
That would delayed action poisoning from whatever sorcery they've been using.
That, and I have also seen... I've also seen a child almost die because they robbed the wrong person.
I heard about as much, yes, is that... Come to think of it, the people who intervened in that looks at the paper. Have you seen them?
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O.
They do look awfully familiar. Especially that handsome one he points to Adam's picture.
Handsome.
I thought you were going to point to your
I
own
thought
picture.
so too for a second.
Handsome. I don't see it. Either way, I wouldn't advise you to involve yourself with a solar.
That's fair. But, yes, I am pretty sure I did see them at the docks once. I'll keep an eye out for them and let you know whenever they appear. They might be heading more towards the what are a couple name of taverns around here?
Ivory Shell, which is near where you currently are right now. And you
one that's slightly further away than where we are right now. I'm trying to give her false information.
8 successes.
Let's get it.
Wait, what was that for, Rex?
Let's see what Rex has in store.
That was an awareness roll for using an excellency.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no,
One moment, you have something on your face.
Oh, no.
He reaches up and very deliberately brushes against the shell tooth that no one should be able to see.
She's got some... The whatever this world's equivalent to true sight, I wonder if she has it.
It's called the awareness excellency, my friend.
Okay, it's just the awareness excellency, I see.
She reaches up and brushes the shell tooth that no one should be able to see. So what were you saying about these?
About what?
About these travelers. What do you know about them?
Not an awful lot, honestly. They did actually save me once when I was drowning. In a different city.
She is activating a power called Judge's Ear Technique.
Uh-oh.
Technically, this wasn't a lie.
Oh yeah, it's not, but she's still activating it nonetheless. She's spending a mote for this, and I will read this out for you momentarily exactly how this works.
Okay.
Alright, go down to Exalted abilities. This is a universal charm. Normally, the specific charm is a solar specific, but other splats have similar kinds, so they merged it here.
Oh, mamma mia.
Mm-hmm.
I dug my own grave. Hallelujah.
Oh,
Hallelujah. I dug my own grave.
This isn't necessarily deadly, but it is serious.
It is very collar tugging, for sure.
You have fucked around, and now you are in the process of finding out. Alright, when a player's character attempts to conceal truth, spend one mote. Make a hard bargain. Either the character knows the PC is lying, or the PC reduces all future dice pools for fooling this character by 1 for the rest of the story. This effect may stack up to 4 times.
Sure.
What I said is not a lie, so none of this applies.
It will apply for the rest of this conversation.
For the rest of the conversation, yes.
Just letting you know this is on the table.
Question, did I find... Do I know that she activated this?
Give me a read intentions roll.
What would that be, if I may ask?
Let's say that this is presence.
Oh boy, that thing I have 5 in.
Presence plus what? Any
Force.
Why can't you give me
Okay,
fortitude?
any attribute. Fine, any attribute. Hey, you're
5 successes.
She deliberately reached out and touched your tell
Okay.
earlier. That lunar disguise is very good, but there is one major flaw in it, is that the tell, the snaggletooth, as you've mentioned in your case, She reached out and deliberately touched it as a way of saying, under the table, I know who you are, you lying sack of shit. She is looking at you with a perfectly pleasant smile. She has not deliberately, raised a fuss in the public at all or anything, but it was a very subtle gesture of, oh, that's who you are. Okay. Let's talk. Smile.
Whenever I get Actually, no, I don't get DMs from Kat. What am I talking about?
So, what would you like to know, Nellis? Or Eliza, sorry.
Well, if I had the opportunity to speak with them, I would prefer to do so all at once. Help get all my ducks in a row, so to speak. If you do see them again, just let them know that I would like to have a conversation with them on certain matters.
I will definitely let them know.
Very good. And by the way, she says as she's leaning in closer, our man whose heart you ate, is he still alive?
I actually don't understand the question.
Alright then, I will phrase this another way. Did you rip out the poor dragon's heart when you took his face from him? Her face utterly shifted.
So I am actually going to tell her the tragedy of Leon.
Wise.
And this does not, because this is the truth, it does not ping Judge's ear technique.
Yeah. So, no. I'm borrowing this disguise from a dear friend who was already well gone before we even met.
Oh, so this isn't you using the... I see.
I'm using this form more for honoring him for what he has done for us. And letting us try to protect a village that was being desolated while his soul was being used as a catalyst.
Suppose it leans backwards. Well, I suppose I can't really fault you for that then. Your form. Your message, and best of luck in the tournament. Hopefully I'll be able to be in touch with them soon. Preferably before the new moon.
Oh, okay, so, I write down where we are staying and say, please actually come to talk.
Ah, you're staying directly in the ivory cowl itself. That simplifies matters.
If you'd like, even after this tournament, I would not mind.
Very good. And for the record, I don't necessarily intend to fight them, but if it comes to that, I will not pull punches.
Actually, okay, that is perfectly fine then, because if it's just talking about restitutions for that matter, we are more than willing to pay them.
Ah, so you're dropping pretense then. Alright, I'll see you later.
I nod and walk off.
Okay, and she walks off too, but she does pause in the doorway and just kind of tilts her head, and then continues walking after seeing something else.
Can I make a check to see? Does that trigger anything for us while for me when walking back?
This is something else I'll tell you for free for the memory perfect charm. Hey, there's a shop out there that wasn't there earlier.
A shop?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, is it Masiu?
Surprise guest immediately shows up.
Oh man.
Get Shora in here.
No, we'll see if he's free, maybe at some point in the next few months.
That's fair.
I'm gonna invite him to call right now.
You probably shouldn't.
You probably shouldn't. His icon says, busy.
He's never busy for me.
Probably asleep.
That's incorrect.
Alright, moving on. So,
Slightly.
Meanwhile, you've signed up with no incident. Aura.
Thank you.
I'm going to die out in this tournament, aren't I?
I'm going to speak in this voice for the rest of the session.
Oh, guys, we can just drop all pretense and go back to normal. She figured me out.
No.
Gavel's just gonna pinch the bridge of her nose.
Well, that was
In
quick.
the end, I was doing my best, too.
Shoot.
No, it isn't.
Well, no fun lasts forever, I suppose. Alright, get rid of this disguise.
It takes several days for the
What,
disguise
my
to wear
disguise?
off.
Oh,
No!
no!
No, not this disguise.
Okay, alright.
Thank goodness. I even had a
Adam being
pseudonym...
Fathom takes a while. Or Phenom. It's gonna take about 2 days.
I
Right.
had a pseudonym ready and everything.
Oh. That's a shame, boss.
Well, truth of the matter is that she doesn't want to kill us. She wants
I
to
feel...
wants to talk to us, and there's also a shop right there that wasn't there before. And I'm gonna go and see what's in it.
Currently closed.
I've never had a
Out to
positive...
lunch, it says.
I've never had a positive...
Out to lunch.
I'm going
What
to wait
time of
here.
day is it?
It's about 1 o'clock.
I've never had a positive experience with anyone who said they just wanted to talk.
1 o'clock, okay.
I am going
Time.
to knock on the door.
Lythander,
That's a good
I
knock,
know you're
actually.
not the brightest.
Now, I know it says out to lunch, but it wasn't here before, and it's a full shop!
I agree. But the fact of the matter is that I still highly doubt someone's going to answer.
And for once, I'm not going to pull a card on you. There is no answer.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I just sit there and wait.
Okay.
Gavel's gonna wait for a few moments.
I will wait for a few hours until they come back from lunch.
And then...
I will not wait and move on to the
Yeah,
next.
you
was
guys
about
can
to-
do that. I'm gonna be here, so...
Yeah, Gavel just asked, and what did our little friend, where's she going to meet us?
Oh, right after the tournament, we're going to speak to them.
Okay, where?
You just see Lythander just
They said...
look at Gavel, look at Adam, look down at himself.
They said you were going. They wanted to meet you at the Ivory Shell.
Wait, did they?
I remember that. That's
no,
what Rex said.
that
at
we
least.
were staying at the Ivory Shell.
And that's where she was going to meet.
Yeah,
you
and
gave
then-
her our
and then she
contact
said-
info.
Yeah, and then she said. Yeah, she literally said, "What better place to do it than right here?" That's what I remember.
Basically, yeah.
But
Oh,
at
yeah,
least
no.
out of character, but Gavel does not know this.
I will inform you.
Yeah, I don't know
of
this
that.
either. I just said I'm just reminding you because you forgot.
Thank you. I don't know what's wrong with me after COVID. I have not been able to remember
That's all right, it's all
short-term
right.
things whatsoever.
That's fair.
Nah, I know how you feel. That comes to me every
So,
now and then too.
Sam.
She said that she was going to meet us at the Ivory Tower.
You mean the place we're staying at right now?
Yes.
Well, shoot.
All right.
You told her where we're staying.
Well, why
I
would I
couldn't-
lie?
Why wouldn't you
guess you
pick
could-
someplace more public if we're just going to talk?
She asked where we were staying, and she pulled out a thing that would probably hurt me very badly if she caught me lying.
This is why we need code gestures. All right, fine.
Also, we can always move where we're staying.
Didn't we already pay for all the nights we'll be staying here?
Did we?
They asked for it all in the bets, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh!
they
Oh,
sure
no.
did.
Oh no! Well, we'll be perfectly fine. Why would they attack a fine establishment such as Oyster
they're-
Shell?
If they're friends with the people who own the establishment, they're going to turn a blind eye if they resort to violence, especially if it's in the name of one of their friends.
Well, you see here, there's a very good thing about me.
Yes?
We have a ring we can stay at.
You're not wrong, but time also moves in a funny way in there, so
True.
I would prefer not to, if possible.
Okay, Zatu.
It happens when you're not looking, when you're all preoccupied in this conversation, but when you spare a glance at the door, the out to lunch sign is gone.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I'm going to enter then.
Okay, door swings open.
Hello?
Adam,
Hello!
Ara returns to the conversation.
How are you this fine evening, my good sir?
Not much of a sir, but...
Oh, sorry, them. Her?
Any and all.
Oh, okay. I apologize about that.
No issue. I'm just figuring stuff out myself. Come on in.
Thank you.
You don't
Sure.
see who's talking.
I look around
journey
and
is
say,
just
so,
unknown.
may I ask, how did the shop appear here?
I discovered a little trick.
Understandable. So, what do you sell in this fine shop of yours?
What do you want?
That's a good question. There's a lot that I want, but little that I can find.
There are a few limits to what I can make.
Procure?
Yes.
Oh, make.
But I do provide some services that are deeply in demand.
How deep are we talking?
You want a new face?
I changed my face. No.
Ah. Oh, you're the ones by the docks the other day. Services I provide are for those not quite as fluid as those chosen by the moon, but if you have any friends who are looking to settle some dysphoria, feel free to send them to me.
Oh, Adam, would you like to undo the thing that I did to you, or do you want to wait? No? Okay.
No.
Oh, well, what I can offer may stretch beyond what you can. You looking to maybe shuck the limits of human form, or even the form of an animal. Would you like? I can do all sorts of things. You're still not seeing who's talking.
Are you this house?
I am and I am not.
Understandable, you're spirits.
Gavel's.
No, I know, you're not.
No, well, I was chosen some months ago, but it's the oddest thing. I don't know who did it.
Ah. You were chosen by the god of houses, it seems.
No, I wasn't even awake when it happened, to be quite honest. It happened when I was dreaming.
Oh, so it was the lunar.
No, again, not. It's not your thing either. I would know there'd be a cast mark, and nope.
Understandable. I sadly have no business that I can think of here. I do appreciate what you offer, though.
Oh, that's not all I offer, though, as a note. I do have... magical trinkets are more than money can buy, but I do have...
Jade, if we may ask. What was the type of jade that,
Black jade.
Do you have any black jade, if I may ask?
Unfortunately, the magical materials in their raw form are not quite something I have access to. I do have one thing, though. I do have a tube.
What kind of tube?
It's very useful.
How much?
Well, let me run through a quick demonstration first.
Okay.
A shape emerges and picks it up off the shelf and brandishes it in hands. If you spin it like this, they say as they crank one icon on it, and it becomes a flute. Spin it like this, it widens in length, it becomes a staff you could use to defend yourself with, or just use as a walking stick if needed. Spin
Sold.
it like... I'm not done yet.
Sold.
I also haven't named the price. I don't know if you could afford it.
Wait, there's money involved?
Oh, I'm not trading in money.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Please let me
Yes,
let me run through
I
the tutorial
apologize.
first.
I apologize.
It also can serve as a straw. It filters out poison.
I kinda actually want this. Unapologetically, I kind of want this item for myself.
It also turns it, puts it to their mouth, and this person's features are hazy. It's like you're looking at someone run through way too many Adobe After Effects images. It's questionable if they're even human. You sometimes see an arm there or a leg there, but they just... a tentacle there, a wing there. They're just a bunch of shapes. Just kind of jumbled together. Anyway, they put it to their lips and something slams into one of the nearby shelves. It could be a blow dart. I call it the incredibly useful tube.
That is incredibly useful. What do you think, Atom?
Is Adam in there?
I'm not good. Gavel's not going in.
Oh no!
I'm not at.
Oh no, it's by
I'm
myself!
just here. I'm here.
Oh, what do you think of this, Adam? How much worth do you put
Who's
into
Adam?
that?
Who's Adam?
Phantom.
No?
What would you like to be called, Adam? Or my compatriot?
I literally said aura.
I'm so sorry, I did not actually hear you. Alright, Aura.
It's okay.
What do you think of
You're
this?
also Okay. Well, you're valid for that. I could sell you some new clothes if you'd like. And
Sure,
those
I'll
ones
take
I
it.
actually do take normal money for.
Oh, okay.
Alright. I have plenty of normal money.
And as for this, taps it against their chin. A favor.
And what is that favor?
Nothing that would require murder or anything so dross, or a life debt or anything, but a significant favor.
What is the favor?
Significant information, or...
On who, what, where, why?
Well, that's why it's open-ended, isn't it?
For who would sell their soul for...
Oh, I don't think I can buy your soul with those tattoos. They're quite a comprehensive protection against such magics. I don't trade in that even if I wanted, also.
Good.
By the by, are you going to be in the tournament?
Honestly, I think
I
I'm
am.
dropping immediately.
I've been considering entering myself.
Oh.
Once I think of a good name, I'm currently in between.
Let's see. Let's go with... Kinda seem like a Hansel.
Oh, one moment. I'm getting another customer. A second one steps out
Uh-oh.
and walks elsewhere into the shop. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I can have multiple conversations at once. What was it you were asking?
Oh.
This is a robbery.
What?
Nothing.
Good. I was afraid I would have to take measures. Now then, all this time they've been rigging up Aura's closed transaction. And with resources too, you can afford it.
I don't really know what to say, but yeah, basically, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna buy Ranma outfit. I'm just gonna look like Ranma.
All right. If you do change your mind on wanting to buy the tube, you'll find me around.
No, you never told
All
me
right.
the price for the tube.
A favor.
Yes, but you never said the favor.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? It's open-ended.
That's not the point.
Meanwhile, Gavel's still standing outside this fucking shop.
Yep, she's just gonna
How do I
wait.
look?
She's gonna wait for something
Alright.
bad to happen.
All right, how do I look?
You asked for the favor was information, you said?
Oh, I was giving some examples of the kind of things I would call it in for.
And by the way, yeah, I do come out and ask Gavel, how do I look?
And this is Aura and
Yeah, currently in whatever presentation they're using at the moment.
I said I'm dressing up like Ranma.
Ranma.
Like girl Ranma.
Give me a tick. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Ranma 1/2.
I've never seen it before.
The most iconic egg crocking manga of all time.
Oh, her. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
You look pretty good, I'll admit.
Thank you.
Remember, you can be
I am told I have
Aurora for the
impeccable
entire of
taste.
the campaign if you want.
Yeah?
You don't
Maybe-
have to change back unless you want to.
Although, for the sake of your voice, I'm not sure how easy it is for you to do that one.
It's pretty easy. I can do that for a long time. As long as it doesn't sound weird.
That's fair.
To you, at least. And that's what I'm concerned with.
We'll see. We'll see how it comes out in audio. If not, your voice box might wear off.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nah, I'm used to this,
Okay.
my friend.
Alright.
But I've got plenty of time. I've also lost my
Okay, so, meanwhile, in the shop, again, I'm not asking you to kill anyone or anything, but this would perhaps be a task of fetching an item for me, or providing certain resources, or opening a new restaurant.
Opening a new restaurant? How do you know we have a restaurant?
Well, I heard that one of them is well, your friend there owns a chain, if I'm not mistaken.
How do you know this?
I know this.
Yes, but I asked how.
I do. Well, it's alright. I suppose I could spill the beans a little. There was a small child who was fairly badly injured, nursed back to health from poison, and he interacted with them, I saw through his dreams.
Oh.
I assure you I did nothing to him, I merely spectated.
Okay.
Good.
So do I pay the favor first before I get the tube, or do I get the tube then the favor?
You get the tube and then the favor.
Let's do the opposite then.
Ah, a hard bargain then. Very well. I will see you at the tournament, and by then I believe I will have come up with something worth our time. And with
That
it,
is
I
fair.
will come the tube.
Because I'd rather, if I don't do the favor, you keep your item and nothing happens.
Sounds good to me. I should note I do have other varieties of finery and a few magical trinkets and baubles, but this is the only item I have made of the magic materials.
Oh.
Or at least the only one that is for sale and not part of my personal effects.
That's fair. Do you have any actual armor that I can procure?
I do have some mundane pieces on sale, yes. Actually, here, they put out what appears to be a bathing suit.
Huh.
Now, it may look like a bathing suit, because it is.
Ooh. Nice. I like it. What does one do with a bathing suit?
You wear it. It dries quickly, so it's excellent for going into the surf with, yes. It's also quite protective. It doesn't look it, but it is. You see their eyes start to shine. It's the only clear thing inside their entire body is pure, piercing brown eyes. And the bathing suit starts to glow as well.
I will take it.
They're
How much
using
for
a
the
charm.
bathing suit?
Well, the bathing suit I can make easily, so I could take normal money.
Take it.
Hey, you now have an enchanted speedo. It's not a speedo. It's just normal swimming trunks.
Oh.
Well, that means you get to be Trunks. No, not really.
Yeah! Oh. One bathing suit of magical qualities.
For the record, for anyone in the audience, yes, this is a dream sold, and yes, he used the charm that lets you treat clothes as other clothes or items as other items.
So what does this bathing suit do?
Well, how much protection do you want it to provide? Fair word of warning, if you want it to, like, protect from arrows and stuff like that, it will sacrifice some mobility. That's how protective gear goes.
I would like it to protect my mental prowess.
But you wouldn't need that, would you? Pokes you in the tattoo. That's what those are for.
The only other thing that I can really kind of think of is maybe, what is the weapon? Like, are weapons allowed in the tournaments?
Yes. And throughout this entire conversation, all the items on the shelves have constantly been shifting and changing.
Okay.
Like, a book has been changing into a different book, and articles of clothing have been shifting into other articles of clothing. Hats have been changing into different hats.
What about a protection do you believe I should?
Would go for somewhere in the middle, myself. Slight impact on mobility, maybe, but better than a chainmail bikini.
I'd want the chainmail bikini.
You don't. It chafes.
You think I don't like the chain?
Oh, God, you're one of those.
No, I'm not. I'm kid. I jest. Please never think that. But, yes, no, let's go with somewhere in between. Somewhere in between the sheets.
Alright, pulls out what appears to be like a tight-fitting shirt along with it. Rings you up from assuming off of Adam/Aurora's dime.
No, it's of his own.
Okay, yeah, you do have enough to pay for it,
money.
probably.
I have moolah. I make money wherever I go.
Whose money it was originally, who knows?
Exactly. I have +3 backing.
At the same time, you're getting a feeling of deja vu that's been getting stronger and stronger as soon as the other person entered the store.
Who is the other person, I wonder?
I don't know. Huh, that's odd. Usually I have a trick to pin people down, but... I don't know. You feel like you know.
Leviathan.
On the other side of the planet, no.
Is that you, 100 Venom Stinger?
No.
Okay, it is. Can I roll to see who it is?
This is not something you need to roll for. This is narrative level effect of, you feel like you know this person.
Who are they?
Well, if you get a good look at them, you might be able to tell. They're currently on the other side of the store.
I'll move towards them and look directly in their eyes.
This store's exterior does not fit the interior at all. This is an incredibly big establishment.
It's a Doctor Who?
Yes, it's like a traveling TARDIS deal, kind of. You go through it, and multiple shelves and multiple copies of the shopkeep talking to people, and then you see them across an aisle. Their entire body is shrouded in not quite shadow, it's more like the shades of the evening. They are shrouded in all the colors of the sunset, making it... In terms of effect, this is a literal perfect effect. You cannot see through this. You cannot tell what this person really looks like. But you also know... Nope. But you could also tell that this is the effect of a nightcast solar uses when their anima gets really high, of a perfect disguise. The person you're looking at,
Nightcast solars.
The person you're looking at is the reincarnation of your solar mate.
can't be. They're in my ring.
They're ghosts in your ring.
Yes, which means that's what you need to reincarnate.
Not with a multi-soul structure humans have in this cosmology, you know.
Oh. Why, hello there. I look right at the shadows.
This isn't like the other guy. There is someone physically there. It's that there's light filters coming all around them that prevents seeing anything beyond a silhouette.
Yeah, let's all say hello there.
Yeah?
You seem awfully familiar.
I did not expect to meet you again so soon.
I know, especially since I saw you like 20 minutes ago in my ring.
The Gavel, you recovered it then, I see.
Yes.
Most that would have drawn my lower soul there.
Yes, sorry about that. I have no idea who I am still, because apparently somebody ripped out my perfect memory.
Really? Takes another step closer. And do you have any idea
Yes.
who this might be?
Oh no. No, I don't actually. Wait, was it the Neverborn, if I remember correctly?
This was the Chosen of Serenity Sidereal.
Yes, thank you. Yes, actually, I do. They were a chosen Sidereal of Serenity. I
See. Well, there's only about 20 or so of those, and one of them may have been seen around here, so I will do what I can to return them to you.
Thank you, my dear. I appreciate it immensely.
You're currently stuck between a lot of different flashbacks and memories of this person back in the First Age. Just all playing on Blitz, and it's very distracting.
Ah, memories. I wish they didn't exist.
So, Gavel, do you think I could pull this look off for the rest of the series?
Do you mean our entire business here in Champor?
Maybe. I don't know. I think it could look good. Might be good to keep eyes off of us, you know?
Sure.
Same as...
But unfortunately, it seems even our enemies have the upper hand on that front.
Sorry!
That's fine.
The Nightcast,
What we do?
meanwhile, you're here to see me, I take it. Or did some other pressing business bring you to this place?
Well, one, I did not know you were here. So this is just a very pleasant surprise, even though I was looking for you for about 20-ish years?
That is how fate works, isn't it?
Yes. But right now, we are first trying to change Champor from the inside with one of our good compatriots. You might remember them.
Ah, yes, good. Then we share a goal.
Gavel. Wait, what was Gavel's past life's name?
I don't know if you've decided on that, but when you say a name, he'll just... the Zenith.
Yes. There's also our other friend, Solar.
When you say other
Tom.
friend, you wouldn't happen to be talking about Shadow, would you? Something happened to them in between lives.
Is that, Adam?
No.
Oh, wait, that was the last person's tomb that wasn't... Right?
No. They're talking about Sky Sundering Shadow again.
Oh, they are still alive, and they were trying to take our tomb.
I went there first and reclaimed my relics.
Oh, would you like a drink?
I was wondering where this went. This is mine.
No, it isn't. I'm the alcoholic out of the two of us. You should remember that. You're not getting this back.
Perhaps. In any case, you wouldn't happen to have seen the Dawn anywhere, would you, while we're talking about the gang? You just mentioned the Eclipse.
No, I don't believe we actually have seen the dawn.
Perhaps they haven't incarnated yet.
Maybe. The Dawn is not Adam, right?
No, Adam's the eclipse.
Okay, good. Wait, isn't the Dawn New Way then?
No, Nue's full moon.
Full moon, okay. Right. Then no, we haven't.
Well, whenever they show up, I'm sure they're going to make a splash.
I hope.
You mentioned making a difference. What does that entail?
Well, apparently there's a demon going to be summoned here.
What? Oh.
Yes, apparently in the new moon. So we have, 5 days.
Takes a step back. I see. I will go through channels and ensure that I will be there to deal with it.
What do you mean, you? Shouldn't it be we?
Oh, you can help if you... I suppose so, yes. Do you have any idea who this might be?
No, I just learned about this from a correspondent who wants to take out, the Eclipse Adam's the Eclipse, right?
Yeah.
And, I'm so sorry, what was Gavel's name?
I didn't give it yet. Zenith.
No,
Zenith. Zenith is their
Yeah.
cast.
Yeah. Sorry, the Zenith and the Eclipse, might have been a little murder hobo-y towards a girl and her pet shark. I tried to heal the shark. Didn't work out that well.
That definitely sounds right for the Zenith. They always were
a hobo? Yes.
Zealous, perhaps, but I should say their whole voice sounds distorted too, like it's being run through a filter.
Yeah. Understandable. So, don't be a stranger. I give them a kiss on the cheek.
Not sure if I swing that way in this lifetime, but...
Oh, I can swing however you like. You know who I am.
No, I mean swing anyway.
Oh. I could be a blob. I jest.
Very good. I have some issues I need to take care of. I'll stay in
Understand.
touch.
Yes, and why are you in here, if I may ask? Well, disguised as you are.
Shop shows up out of nowhere, you have to go inside, correct?
Oh God, you're just the way I remember.
You do see a smile perk up somewhere in between wherever this person's face is.
Well, I will catch you later. Keep in touch. Oh, also, if you see a chicken, their name might be Pedro, and they will probably, if anything, you can give them messages. I pop Pedro out of the ring.
I see.
So if you see this chicken around at all, do write a message to it. I let him wander around whenever he wants. He can take care of himself.
Familiars can do that, I
feed him.
suppose. Well
I
then.
feed him. He just... he can just kill cats on his own. Very violently. It's weird.
You always were into the strange and unusual beast friends, weren't you? Did you teach that one how to talk yet?
They can talk?
You were able to get the last one talking and casting magic just fine.
No, not yet. I do speak to Pedro, though. He's a very interesting fellow. Very dark. He almost reminds me of you a bit.
As I was or as I am? You've only known me as I am for about 5 minutes.
As you were. And a bit as you are now. Hidden in mystery. Their mind is an enigma. I have no idea what they are, really, because I can tell you that they really aren't a chicken. They just deem to be a chicken.
I see.
I don't... Yes. Anyway, I believe that's all I can think of for now.
We'll be in
catch you on the
touch.
flippity flop.
Yes. And then he is gone as soon as you blink. There is no sign of him sign of movement. There is no sign of anyone running. He is there 1 second, and then when you blink, nothing.
And I walk on. And I waddle away. Waddle.
And then you do see bloodstains like bloody footprints behind, though. Or a single set of them, at least.
Huh. They were injured. Or they just walked out of a bloody battle. Or they're the ones who are summoning the demons.
Quick check before we go in. How late can everyone go tonight?
I would say midnight is when I should probably cut it off.
Okay, because we may have time for one more scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry for taking
just
up all
about.
this.
No, it's fine. It's
No,
fine.
you're fine. You're good.
That was good character
It's
building.
fun. We're having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Gavel has
having
been
fun.
outside the entire time, like a disappointed
Yeah.
son who doesn't want to see you on the shopping trip. Right?
So what you're gonna do, Gavel? What you gonna do?
Oh, nothing. I was just making sure you weren't kidnapped or killed.
As soon as all three of you are outside the door, the store vanishes.
Stora, the explorer.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, there is no Astoria of Londor here.
A story of
I'm
a
just
girl
reminded of
whose tears could drown the whole
sound
world.
I'm just reminded of the vanishing sound effect that Carl sometimes plays in his streams. Oh.
Or the critical vanishing sound in reverse.
It's perfect.
So what do you
Alright,
guys?
but,
what do you guys do next?
I
Van.
convey the information that I met my not future, but my past
Past life.
Past self wife.
Your magical
Past
spouse
Yes.
from another lifetime.
Past
Mhm.
ex-wife.
Your peck's
Oh,
wife.
did she put up this shop to get your attention then?
No, he did not.
He.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you see, back in my time, I apparently was the matriarchy of a few of your followers. So you better be careful.
Don't expect that, but
Don't expect what?
me to change my attitude towards you in any way, shape, or form.
Good,
Unless-
because I am me, and she was she.
She is now he.
For... Ooh, damn. Damn, you hitting hard.
Owned. Owned once again.
Man. Are you making fried chicken in there?
What?
Before I return
yeah.
to the scene, I'm going to put away these
Okay.
tickets.
Alright, but, yeah, I'm sorry for taking up random time and...
No, it's fine, it's fine.
No, you're good. It was character building. I was enjoying it.
Okay, good. But yes, they are going to try to help us with the demon, but they also left a lot of blood on their footsteps behind.
Don't we all?
Yes, murder hobo.
Murder nomad.
Sorry, murder momad.
I keep telling
Mermad.
you this.
You're right, you're a mermad.
Still not the correct terminology, but if that's what you want to call it, then fine.
Well, at least I didn't call you a mermaid.
That would just be incorrect on a lot of different levels.
Well, M-U-R. Not M-E-R.
Nonetheless, so how are they going to help us exactly? When it comes to, especially when it comes to the demon issue.
Well, they said that they were going to find and kill it, and I told them to, actually let us know beforehand.
I suppose that's fair enough.
Pedro will be our messenger for it. Right, Pedro?
Are you sure you want that chicken to be our messenger?
You don't trust the Pedro?
Not with its eyes been glowing amongst us recently, no.
Well, we talked to the person who was doing that.
Uh-huh.
So if Pedro isn't around us, as often, they're going to be weirded out a little bit.
Potentially.
But if we're where we're supposed to be, and Pedro's just out wandering like he normally is. Isn't that right, Pedro? I throw them some food.
Can't you
In the
just
air.
give them those things around their eyes that horses wear?
That would be cruel and unusual punishment for this free-range bird. It's free to leave whenever it wants.
That's not the point.
Pedro runs away and never comes back. Wait, he said I was free and I didn't have to come back?
That's not the point here, Lythander.
I know, Gavel. I know.
But did you learn about anything else while you two were chatting?
I got this thing called a swimsuit.
I heard a lot of nobles wear those nowadays.
Fair, but what's the difference between bathing in the bath and bathing in a suit?
Supposedly it's supposed to be something about temperature regulation around one's nether regions and so forth.
Oh,
or even up to one's entire body if they so desired.
Fair. But, yes, no, that's... So basically, I didn't learn much. I forgot that... So, I might be going for a while.
Going where, exactly?
Hunting.
Do you want to be any more specific?
There's a lot of... There's a certain sigil that's apparently around here.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to claim something back from them.
Are you going to need help with this, or are you wanting to do this alone?
I will need help. But if I see them, just know that I'm like a feral animal sometimes.
Isn't that what you refer to me as?
Yes, it is. But you're a lovely one. I tend not to be.
If you say so. Nonetheless, I might get some amusement out of it.
Thank you. There is a demon problem, though, that we should probably try to get rid of before I go hunting. Hopefully they're the ones trying to summon the demon. Crack 2 stones with one throw, if they...
But when it comes to stuff like this, I prefer the oldest method I know. You fight fire with fire.
Personally, I prefer the air.
Yeah, you got pretty good insider knowledge on cadres of demons, don't you, boss?
Being one of the the Yozi. Yes, I tend to know a few things.
What happened to you?
I guess?
Weren't you a Zenith before?
Does Gavel know this at all?
Vague memories, probably, of the... You know what, actually, yeah, you would know.
Okay. And for Alatos, what is a Zenith exactly?
A Zenith are the it's a solar like Adam, but they are the priests and the direct leaders, whereas the Eclipses are bureaucrats and merchants who run behind the scenes. The Zeniths were the kings of the world who led via example divine proclamations, and a good chunk of them in the First Age went full Knight Templar, full Warhammer 40k.
Okay, I was about to say, so like the priests back during back in Germany when witches were more of a thing.
A lot more high concept than that. They were essentially the Pope, but a few dozen of them.
Okay, cool. Good to know. But I will write that down in my notes.
And you're still kind of that, just for hell.
Yeah, just for the opposite team.
Yeah. Well,
Hyper Pope Witch Hunter.
I guess it wouldn't hurt to figure out what kind of demon they're going to be summoning.
Interesting that you haven't asked too much about Sozin in terms of being from hell yet, by the way.
This is fair.
Yeah.
What about the comet?
Do people normally send, like... In terms of summoning demons, do people normally send, like, RSVPs in terms of, like, reserving making reservations and something like that?
Sometimes, yes. It all depends on what circle of demon you're trying to get a hold of.
I was wondering about that. Maybe we could determine what kind of demon it was by determining who, by talking to some people and determining who's been, who's made a reservation for what, summon.
That could be possible, and it would give me a good idea of what materials we might need for summoning our own little beast.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Seems like we got an investigation on our hands, lads.
Indubitably.
Well, those are my favorites.
Alright, so what do you guys want to do next?
We're gonna investigate, see if we can find any more information on what kind of demon is going to be summoned.
You could ask your unwoven coadjutator.
I could. You know what? I mean, I haven't used him this entire... I get to use him once per session, so yeah, I'll take that chance to do it now for unwoven coadjutor.
You get a...
What demon are they going to be summoning?
You quickly learn that, several days ago, the demon Octavian of the Second Circle, the Quarter Prince, ruler of a full quarter of one of Malpheus's many layers, which is a pretty crazy feat. It's basically like being the Emperor of Brooklyn.
Hold on. Octavian,
the Quarter
of Malphus.
No, Octavian the Quarter Prince is his title. He's one of the...
Octavian.
He's essentially the iconic fighty demon of the Exalted game line.
Okay.
So way that demon summoning works is 5 days before the summoning happens, they receive a call and begin to wander the desert of Cessaline, which always takes 5 days to cross, no matter how fast you go. And then on the summoning, they appear.
Okay.
It is the one bit of time fuckery that is the one major bit of time fuckery that's possible outside of special artifacts like the ring.
All right.
And you receive the reports that Octavian has left and has started to cross Cessaline.
Okay. Gavel snaps back out of her trance state. Well, I have our info now. The demon that they're going to be summoning is Octavian, the Quarter Prince. He's a Second Circle demon, so that means we're going to be in for some interesting fights or interesting situations. But considering that it's a Second Circle, and when did you say this demon might, the time limit of when this demon may be summoned?
5 days.
5 days, yes. So, and we have about 5. We have about 5 days before they get to here. So I don't think we'll have enough time to get our own sort of reservation for a Second Circle.
You also can't do that yet until you get to Essence 3.
Indeed. Let's see, and remind me, it goes first is like the
first is individual species. Second are big bosses that are essentially raid battles in an MMO. Third, third is Mundus.
Third is okay, cool.
Or Urism.
Yep. So we're gonna have to stick with First Circle demons, or demon rather, in this case.
Okay, so the next scene is doing the demon summoning venture then.
Yep.
Is what I would say if Nellen's Lies didn't trigger the quality. One more thing.
One more thing?
After a scene spent questioning a target, the character may roll to overcome any source of opposition to appearing in other scenes with them. If she successfully gains access to the target, the character may commit one mote to reduce the difficulty of social influence rolls against them by her essence for the scene. Let's have her roll.
Uh-oh. 4 successes.
Base difficulty of 3. So, where are you doing the summoning? It doesn't matter where you're doing it. She'll end up there.
I was probably going to do it in my room.
Okay. You get in your room and Nellen's Lies is just in there.
How the fuck did you get in here? I know that Lythander told you where we were at, but you didn't have to just barge in the front door.
I wasn't in the front door. I let myself in the back.
I bet you did. But no, that doesn't answer my question. Why the fuck are you here?
I probably should have specified a better time. I meant, when I said in the next few days, that was an upper time limit. I'd prefer my questions answered now.
I see. And so I guess I'm the first one you're going to be talking to.
Well, if you could get the others, that'd be most convenient. It'd be better to do so as a group.
For once, I'll agree with you. Gavel will call Aura and Lythander, and specifically mention that our special guest arrived a bit earlier than expected.
Oh, they did?
Yo.
Shix!
Yes, now get in here. I want to get this over with.
Just free to sit down. Let me give myself a proper introduction. My name is Nellens Liza, a magistrate from the realm.
Nothing.
Sure is.
I know you are all Outlanders, so I don't quite know if you know what that means. My grandmother is the Scarlet Empress.
So I heard.
Oh,
Not
the law.
the. Oh, that. Oh,
You're
I
the
see
law.
now.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Scarlet.
That it is.
See, I heard the name Liza being tossed around, and I heard about a magistrate, but I didn't know that was you.
Now, before anything else, I do want to say that, what name are you going by right now? She says, looking at Aurora. Aura? I told you who they were. I see. No, it's right and holy to decide to
I'm going by Aura.
whatever presentation, pronouns, gender you want to go with. I myself figured that out about 60 years ago. If the Immaculate Dragon Denad can decide to change, then who are we to decide anything else? But regardless. You do realize that when someone comes at another chosen, you don't necessarily need to slaughter their friend, right?
Depending.
Well, you didn't.
I tried to heal the shark.
To Lythander's
They
credit,
said
he
no.
actually did try to save it.
I did a little.
Well, then he's not the
Nothing
one I'm
attack.
looking at, then. She says,
No.
turning her gaze solely on Gavel.
I was about to say, that your eyes are all on me now, dearie. Come on.
Gavel is your name, if memory serves.
Yep. Seemed appropriate.
Judge's ear technique is turned on again.
Hmm?
If I might ask, what the hell are you doing?
What's it? What was the thing you said again? Not what Liza said. The other thing you mentioned right before that.
Judge's ear technique is now on.
Yes. So what does that mean exactly, or is that just a bit?
Every time you lie to her, she will automatically either
Here?
see through it, or a cumulative penalty will stack on trying to fool her.
Okay, I see. Well, we're doing a lot. We're doing a lot of things here. First and foremost. So you're gonna have to be a bit more specific, please.
Well, for first I will... I made a
Right now, I'm
hearth
wondering
with
how much
Alicia.
service costs.
Aaliyah, you see. Do you know what that means? It means
Not in
that
the
we are...
slightest.
It means that our souls are now bound and intertwined together with others of the elements as well. Which means that you just hurt my sister. You killed my sister's pet.
Yep, sure did.
How do you intend to make up for that?
Beats the fuck out of me.
Going to have to find an answer by the time we leave this room, aren't we?
So how we're gonna make up for
That
it is
helps.
we're gonna help you stop the demon from coming.
I would appreciate that on an overall cosmic level, but in terms of personal restitution, I think you're going to need to do something else for her.
For one,
I understand you're having something commissioned. Isn't that right?
You're going to have to... something of sorts, yes.
That's right.
Well, does she... I hate to
I-
say
Slop
it,
sharks
Gavel
are quite
just-
rare in this section of the world. I was referring more towards the dress.
But yes, that is what we all have in commissioned. What of it?
I don't know about how she feels on the matter, but I myself would drop my irritation with you if that went to her instead of you.
Do you know what we plan to get the dress for in the first place, by chance?
I knew that were having jade infused into it, which means it's more
Indeed.
useful to those of the dragons than of any anathema.
I don't disagree with you, but that doesn't answer my question, now does it?
It's made of jade, and artifacts such as those take on qualities that the user wishes to a limited extent. So
Indeed.
ultimately, it would be on whoever wears it.
And so what I'm hearing is you don't know why we're getting this dress in the first place.
What I know is that it doesn't matter because an artifact is shaped by the will of its user.
I suppose, yes.
More towards the point, in regards to that cosmic scale, though, the reason I wanted to speak with you, aside from personal irritation, is to find out why 3 anathema are here traveling together and what they intend to do to this area. You all know what you did in past lives. That's why we killed you lot.
Have you ever...
Those in the Cataract of Keys, yes, I'm familiar.
Have you ever heard of the
Ding,
greatest
ding.
thief in hell?
I also know that they're not a demon.
So, we have it on good
Maybe you-
authority that Silzen plans to strike at this very establishment. Their plan is to steal the key that you have held as a prize for this very tournament. Our aim is to enter and win it, and in it, and upon winning it,
That
we
leads
plan
to
on
another
attracting
question I had.
Silzen, on
You
drawing
have
Silzen
some kind of
out
health Malthus
into the
scope
open.
thing going on. Do you know which demon Sozin descends from?
Would Gavel know?
You could go ahead and give me a sagacity roll.
Cool, I will do that. Alright, any specific attributes?
Fortitude.
Fortitude? Okay, I can do that. Well, okay, so 3, 7, D10, greater than 7. 5 successes.
Close your eyes and run through every demon that you know of in your head. Every single Yozi, every demon prince, the 30-odd so of them, running through all those who would have Thievery as a purview. There is no demon named Sozin.
Trick question. There is no demon named Sozin.
Which begs the question of what the hell's been stealing everything not nailed down in this city.
Mayhaps an ally of Sozin. Some sort of shadow hand that's either collaborating with or directly controlling Sozin.
Me as a GM, let me reiterate that. No demon named Sozin is known to exist, period.
Oh, known to exist. Okay. That or Sozin isn't their actual name. Would be a use name.
Pseudonym.
A pseudonym.
I have other questions for you, though, such as, what's your plan with those restaurants?
Are you just gonna ask us? Are you just gonna ask us our life story? Does it really matter that much to you?
Yes,
Probably.
absolutely.
Jeez.
I want to know how much of a threat you are,
Jeez
and if so,
Louise.
how to address the
Alright,
issue.
you wanna hear? Alright, you wanna hear about me? Here it is. Back before I was me, I was a real jerk. I drove a whole nation into ruin by myself, all because I couldn't let go of being who I was. Ever since then, I vowed that I would never step into the light of leading ever again, that I would never take up the mantle. And for that reason, I created... But there was still a vacant seat. There was still an empire to fill. These days, I'm out and about, working as an advisor, because I want to find an heir. I want to find someone that can correct my mistakes, that can do good by people in a way that I couldn't. That's my purpose. I've also just always been a firm believer that people deserve to have a good place to eat, a good place to have good experiences, affordable. That's how I plan to change society.
So you remember that much at least.
My memory doesn't fail me often.
Admit that you realize the kinds of hours you'll need to work in order to open so many similar restaurants, yes? With that would come some amount of standardization, and with that would be you self-report to protect would suffer just as much as they did in the first age. I'm no fool. I grew up in the realm and understood the patterns of oppression there long enough to realize that you would be consigning these people to little more than slavery in name alone. In all but name.
You can think whatever the hell you want about me. I have my way to change the world, and you have yours. There's nothing we need to discuss any further.
And you cannot change the world through coin.
I can change enough.
Usually that's where my tactics come in.
Going back to you, speaking of which.
Yes, that's me. Hello.
I know that you've been leading your tribe to unify others. What are your intentions toward the realm of Prasad?
Well, my plans right now were to kill every priest I came across. Slay each god that is just a piece of shit. Maybe even topple the monarchy while I'm at it.
You do know she's the granddaughter of the monarchy, right?
I'm very aware.
Different empire.
Oh, okay.
Now, a few things of note. I heard that there was a priest who became an issue after he died.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically because of the method of his execution.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Everyone in sight, you do realize that's going to cause more issues than it will fix, yes?
Yes, but I'm always good at putting out fires, whether that's stamping them out or getting a bigger fire.
So you refuse to acknowledge that starting a cycle of violence this grandiose will just burn the whole Dreaming Sea down. You can't solve every problem with a hammer when it's not a nail.
No, but I can pound every block with a gavel.
Get it? Pun.
That's for judgment.
I see that speaking... Now, I will say that I actually don't have an issue with you moving against Prasad. The reason I came here was to keep them in check. They were meant to be a tributary of the realm, but they've been making moves towards independence, and that I have no issue with. The issue is what I have with them conquering nearby tribes and completely erasing their cultural identity.
Oh, like Gavel does on the daily.
Yeah.
Extracting tribute is one thing, but to completely erase who they are as a culture is something I do not appreciate.
Again, something else we can both agree on for once.
They know so much and lose it at the tip. You guys got infiltrated by a heart eater and you didn't even know it.
What?
That's right.
Oh, yes, that's here.
That's why we're here.
No, yes.
I forgot, actually.
I don't know what that is.
The Empire's been talking about it too. That's why we're here. We're here to stop the economy at the source. The Heart Eater who's taking over the world bit by bit.
I take it you see the irony in fighting someone named the economy when you yourself are a captain of industry, she says with finger quotes.
The irony is not lost, dearie.
I work best under these conditions.
So your goal in this city, at least, is to find this economy and slay him.
In a way.
Well, less him, more
Yes.
it.
It's a
It's more of an
multiplies.
idea and
It
concept.
infects the mind.
So
Yes.
it's possessive
Yes.
spirit, then.
Indeed. Or at least that's what we're presuming at the moment.
I'll cut the judgment.
Can't say I've heard of anything like that, but definitely will be keeping an eye in the future. Is there any kind of symbology associated with it?
Branching.
Yeah,
seems
they
to be a
work
key
with
word of
words,
theirs.
Not so much symbology. You'll hear terms, very specific terms, stuff like branching. 401k, for instance. They're very specific use. They use very specific terms, and they're usually directed specifically at underlings that spread from, and the infection spreads from within. In that way, it feels very natural.
So like what the legends say about solars, but actually for real, rather than
You
just
cut off the
exaggerated.
fucking judgmental act, lady. Jesus Christ!
What?
You've been at my neck this entire conversation. Fucking, you don't know me, bitch. Get a life.
Well, I know what you. I know what you've done in the
Who
past.
fucking cares? I am me. This is the time. This is me now. The past doesn't define me, and it shouldn't define anybody. What defines us is what we do in the now, and that's final.
Massages her temples. You were the one just going on about how badly you fucked up in a past life.
So stop getting on my case for it.
And even if we can move beyond the past, that doesn't mean that it didn't happen.
That's true.
Which is why, in reincarnations, we have the choice to either make things worse, or Gavel cracks her knuckles, fix it.
That doesn't mean I have to enjoy you getting on my case for it.
Now, in regards to the wanton slaughter, I will issue a warning. In the line of a wandering nomad or a commander of an armed forces, having blood on your hands is part and parcel, but try not to kill too many monks. Fighting is one thing, but to kill the sons and daughters, children of the dragons, is not a thing that could be easily replaced, and has consequences, as I'm sure you are no doubt aware by now.
Gavel smiles knowingly.
Oh, don't give me that. Your own obsession with violence is what caused that thing in the underworld.
I fixed it.
Not before.
We've come to this tournament with this land. Let me just add. We've come to this land with no intention of slaying anyone other than the economy, and that's a promise. And I intend to keep it. If you're willing to shake on it, we can make a deal.
Let's return to that in a moment. The issue is that while he was active, this former priest did hammer the souls of people into metal, preventing them from reincarnating and joining with the elemental dragons after death. And that is not something that can be fixed. Your actions have consequences, even if you put out the fires. The burn is still there.
Dearie, may I say something real quick?
You may.
That piece of shit was way worse when he was alive than when he turned into whatever that monster was. That's what's going to happen, whether I killed him when he was alive or not. My actions there, if I hadn't killed him there, it would have been much worse right now. So, respectfully, do your fucking research next time.
Bitch.
Well, that is what you believe. Judge's Zero technique does not go off, so you're not entirely wrong. This is just a neither is she, though. This is a philosophical issue you're disagreeing on.
Very much so, yes.
Well, What was it that you wanted to pitch, Eclipse? That you would not kill anyone
I want
here?
to make a deal with you. You won't impede our progress, and for that, we promise to keep all slaughter of any man, woman, or child, and that holds any kind of position of importance to this facility, to your people, to any particular thing that you desire, to an absolute minimum. We came here with the sole intention of stopping the economy from spreading. That is our only goal. I give you my word.
Now, the unfortunate thing about deals is that I need to offer something in exchange.
Yeah, the exchange is you don't intervene. You give us the only thing you can offer me is your trust, and I need that.
Very well. In exchange for you not murdering anyone in this city, I will refrain from intervening with my heart.
You and your associates. That's a promise. I know. Don't worry. I know all about monkey's paw deals. I know how to state my terms.
I suppose so. I will not impede you directly or indirectly.
Good.
With one caveat. If I do decide to be in the tournament, well...
More power to you. That just means I get to enjoy kicking your ass.
He stands up and enters the immaculate air dragon style. Best of luck with that.
I stand up and I enter fucking...
Both of you?
Righteous Devil style.
Both of you hold it right now.
Oh, I'm not attacking. I'm just demonstrating.
It's okay, we're just JoJo posing at each other right now.
Yes, exactly.
We're just demonstrating our stances. This is how martial arts do it.
Children,
I would prefer not.
Room.
I would prefer to.
Oh, that's
not,
right.
To not...
I didn't speak with you yet. You, face stealer.
Yes.
You had to say something,
yes,
didn't
I did.
you, Lythander?
It is I, Lythander. You know I always say something stupid at the last minute.
Hey, we shook on it. No more interfering.
Yes, that we did. I will not directly interfere with you in the city. Outside of the tournament, in which case...
Yeah.
Yes, what is it, Liza?
You were telling the truth. I would have known otherwise in regards to the child of the earth whose face you stole. But you know what that thing on your on your finger is?
It's a wedding vow.
Perhaps it may also be that. Wait, actually, in regards to that, does she know you're lying?
I don't know if I'm lying.
It might be what. You know what? I'll err on the side of not punishing you hard and say it was constructed as part of
I'm just sitting in my little corner, like, how do you tell if someone's lying when they themselves don't know that they're lying?
Do you actually say that?
No, I'm not actually saying that. I'm just out of character thinking, like, how do you do that? How does that work?
Okay. And, what else she was gonna ask? You know what that thing was made for, yes? Even I've heard of it. One of the legends in the region among artificers.
I actually do not.
The Gavel. And why don't you know? You'd think if you're carrying something like that with you, you would know what it is.
Yes, but when a sidereal prick rips open your mind and destroys all...
A what?
A sidereal Sagittarius prick.
Her nose starts bleeding.
Oh, I wonder why.
Pardon me. Dabs it up.
Lythander starts cracking his hands.
Didn't you just sign an oath saying that we would not directly oppose each other?
Oh. It's not directly opposing them, if you'd let me know where they're at.
They? That S word, or side reel, or however you pronounce it. What is that?
Don't play dumb.
I'm not playing dumb.
You honestly don't know one of the dead kin?
The what?
Oh, a caste that's been almost completely obliterated from this earth.
Out of character. What?
Oh, didn't you say that there's only like 20 left?
Yeah, that's the Heart Eater. Well, the Siderios are still around. No one knows about them outside of, like, the Lunars and very, very few priests. They're secretive. They're self-memory editing shit.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Why did your nose bleed is my question.
I don't know.
That just means that you've met them and they wiped your memory.
Is that how?
That how?
Tell me everything you know about them.
All I know is that they stole and wrecked my memory, my beautiful, perfect memory. And they deserve to pay. That's really all I know.
Perhaps we do have more in common than you might think.
Which is why I proposed a truce and told you where we were. Also, I don't know. That's really all I have to say. If you see anything, do let me know.
Perhaps I will. Then, with the pact sealed and insurance that you will not explode this entire city, that will be all for now. I will keep my eye peeled, and if you go on your campaign of empire building or mass enslavement or anything like what you did in previous lives, the Wild Hunt will come calling.
By the way, that was a fucking greater oath I just sealed.
Oh, with the full anima? Did you build up that much?
Yeah.
I mean, have you been spending the most for that in the background, I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so the text of the oath is to not directly oppose each other with associates or otherwise outside of the tournament.
Yes.
In this city.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just making sure I have the wording down for future. Alright, then with that, she opens the window and just jumps out.
Gavel just yells out, "Next time you can just knock!"
And then at the door is a very confused, fucking room service.
Oh, hey!
It's like the innkeeper's kid.
Oh boy.
What was? I have your food.
Yay!
Oh, thank you.
Who was that lady in the window?
Don't
She was a friend.
worry about it.
Okay.
How old is this?
Like 8.
8? Okay. Don't worry about it. It's business. Stuff that would bore you, trust me.
Coin. Now, thank you, and here's your tip.
Looks at the coin a few times to make sure eyes are playing trick on her, bites onto it, runs away.
It was the most expensive coin I had.
Right. Okay, so is there any kind of debrief you guys want to talk about after the knife social scene?
I stuck my knife even deeper into them.
Oh, goodness sakes.
Nice to meet you, I will say.
You see, I'm a little surprised at how well that went.
Why would you be? I'm here.
Right.
That's a little bit of why I'm so surprised.
You know how I get when I'm serious.
Yes, and you know how I get when people start to annoy me.
Why I don't annoy you when I'm serious.
Can I just say I hated that bitch?
I think we all can.
Oh, I
but
quite loved her.
It seems we have a much larger plate on our hands now.
Yeah. That's right.
So what do we want to do for the next course of action tomorrow?
Why would we do tomorrow, not tonight?
Because I sealed an oath that said they can't.
And it would probably be best if we all got our energy back after exploring this place, don't you think?
You're right.
There are many things to do here, and we need to take each one off the list point by point. So the first thing is, what's first on our priority list?
I think we can end off here. This seems like a fairly natural stopping point.
Yeah, and then we'll figure out what our actual plan is
Have
next
a
time.
wonderful night.
I don't blame.
I guess I'll be passing.
I don't blame him from hate. You know, I don't blame him from hating me. They got every right to.
Oh, Adam,
I wasn't.
you're back, Adam.
No, I just decided to use a different voice because Rex told me that I should probably do that.
Alright, sorry, Aurora.
Fair enough.
You could shift that. Honestly, you could shift voices as much you please, just not that high pitch.
Sorry, because I got mad. It's because the character got mad. I didn't know I could go that high. Anyway.
All right.
That's fair.
But yeah, I don't blame him for hitting me. I wasn't exactly a good fella back in the day. But I wouldn't say they're entirely fair to begin with. I know we can change the world.
Oh, don't worry, Aura. You'll get used to the hate eventually. Trust me, it's quite easy to hate.
I suppose. But I've never been much of a hater.
You've been more of a creator?
Precisely.
Well,
we'll get it.
All right. Oh,
I hope one, but even disliking her on sight, I do hope that one day we can get along. And that may just be my nature. It might just be foolish of me to say it, but it's what I desire. That's how I'm gonna end it.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think Gavel has any particular words, so...
The cards on the table, she is the least evil antagonist I have planned out right now.
Yeah, she really comes across as, like, pretty much the most...
Yeah, she's not a bad person or anything, she's just ideologically opposed to you guys.
Yeah.
Very much so. But yeah, no, she's like... How would I compare her as a villain? Or, I say villain with massive air quotes.
Antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, antagonist. Not to be confused with the antagonist.
Yeah, it was a different character.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But no. As far as antagonists go, like, just, again, very much battling ideologies, battle of wits, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Which is always
I guess she's kind of like
especially.
L.
Yeah, L and
yeah.
Light.
You see, except we don't take those.
We can put yeah. You can't change the world with coin alone, but you can put power in the hands of the right people. You know, a big reason why change doesn't happen is just because, it's because the people who have the best plans for like what society could be just don't have the ability to make those changes.
Yeah.
It's always interesting when a opposed ideological character approaches Gavel, because it just opens up so many more interesting
I gotta
things
do this
to
more
do.
often.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like I could have
goodness.
responded a bit better. I was in a bind.
It's
trying
not
to
like
figure
this is
out.
the last time she's showing up. She's probably gonna
Oh
show
yeah,
up and
no,
fight
not
back.
even close. Not even close.
I guess we can argue that she got the better of me, and I just didn't have a good response for her this time around.
Perhaps.
I
Yeah.
mean,
And
hey,
maybe.
nothing bad happened.
Yeah.
I'd say we take that as a victory
And
in
then
and
when
of
I
itself.
fight her, then maybe I will have a better response.
Perhaps, yeah. Okay, so we close off on a pan out of the city. We see Nue.
Yo.
Yo.
It's far in the distance, but and her arm's only half grown back. It's just kind of floppy in its sleeve right now, but she's there, and she's recovering. She looks in the distance.
How did I get myself?
Oh shit, those are a lot of jellyfish men.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Man, there's a lot of... I probably got here right on time.
Oh dear.
I really hope I find him in time before they do whatever it is they're gonna do. Turns into a dolphin, sails into the ocean.
Woo.
And the camera pans reveal, oh fuck, there's a lot of them. Probably as many jellyfish as there are in Gavel's entire army.
Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, coming towards Shempor. That's probably an issue.
Wait. Oh yeah, that's probably a major issue.
And that makes plot point number 80, or whatever.
We have a lot, but it's fine.
Neo Shempor is about to explode.
This battle is about to explode.
We just need to evacuate everyone to Proto-Neo Shampor.
Yeah, where the b-ball
Alright, I'm
energies
hitting
are at their strongest.
Yeah.
No!
Oh,
Lythander Chaos Dunk.
Thank you for listening to FateBreakers. We here at the Action Economy crew are really excited to bring you our first big project, and you can also follow all our socials for more of our content. Actionable plays live and die by word of mouth, so if you enjoyed this episode, or know a friend or two who would be interested in this setting or the story we're telling, spreading the word is a great help to a brand new podcast. Me and the players have a lot of ideas and plot seeds for later, both in the far future and 2 weeks from now in the next episode of FateBreakers. Catch you then.